Does your classroom encourage students to be self-guided, to explore and experiment? Does it provide students with the flexible, adaptive approaches to learning they need to be ready for the workplace? Unlike the classrooms many of us grew up in, today's active learning classrooms are increasingly supportive of the skills students need to develop. Innovation in the classroom is encouraged and nurtured with an open mindset and evolving understanding for how we learn. As we understand more about how the mind processes, retains, and recalls information, we're better able to design learning environments that actively engage all students. This is important because we know that classroom space influences behavior. The challenge is we may not intuitively know how to align our new active learning space with the pedagogies we are using. As teachers, we strive to inspire our students with a lifelong love of learning and a desire to succeed in everything they do. We're passionate about finding ways to develop their critical thinking skills, to solve problems independently, and then communicate and collaborate on solutions that demonstrate growth. But good classroom teaching requires not only thoughtful planning, but an understanding of how to use our active learning classrooms as a tool to further student success. So to get started, there are 4 basic steps to implement in your classroom. The first step is to let your learning objectives and curriculum lead the process. Once you've defined what you need to achieve, then you can plan how the space can help to redefine how you implement it throughout the year. An instructor's approach within a learning environment is a critical factor to teaching. Challenge yourself to move from traditional, passive, and instructor-led methods of teaching to more student-centric methods that empower the learner to be more engaged and involved in the process of skill development, mastery, and application. So, how do you use your classroom space to turn challenges into opportunities for learning? The answer is our second step, which is to purposely leverage multiple modes and stages within the classroom. Instead of a room that has one rigid setup typically tailored for the traditional teacher delivery model, consider your active learning classroom a blank canvas. Lesson planning continues to be focused on specific concepts, but can now be complemented with multiple exercises to engage students in the lesson. While lecture or presentation mode may continue to kickstart a learning adventure, it can easily be followed by directing students to move to a different learning mode to access content, their peers, and the instructor to support learning. This dynamic interface is inviting and stimulates both the instructor and students. A variety of transitions that reflect small groups, team-based exercises, and collaborative endeavors support a variety of learning modes. For some of us, this is nothing new, as we've always implemented various forms of activity centers, team-based learning projects, or collaborative groups. What is significant is that we consider the classroom a tool that uses space to empower students to embrace a more active, immersive, and engaging style of learning. Consider the possibilities. Your classroom can adapt to a new setup quickly and effectively, allowing students to move, shift, and adapt to different activities. Make sure to use clear and well-developed protocols to minimize any lost time or productivity. The third step is to intentionally make use of the digital and analog tools in the classroom to support these lessons. Fostering higher order thinking skills is far more successful when students are given multiple ways to process information. The variety of tools, choice of place to work, and range of people to network with at various intervals empowers individuals. These tools allow you and the students to share critical information and to foster and seize teachable moments as they occur organically. When placed throughout the classroom, these tools aid collaboration and make it much easier for all students to express their ideas by removing that anxiety of being in the front of the room. Within the school, make sure it is clearly defined who is responsible for replenishing the tools needed to use these collaborative spaces, whether they are dry erase markers, Post-it notes, or any other tool. The power of your environment quickly diminishes without the tools to support these activities. The final step to getting started in an active learning classroom is to provide students easier access to you. In essence, no matter the setup or mode you choose, everyone needs the kind of access required to foster trust and confidence in sharing ideas. Your active learning classroom allows you to shift your role from the transmission of information to that of helping create and nurture a learning environment that guides your students to construct their own knowledge and learning. You are now free to move around your classroom, supporting a much closer and deeper connection to your students. These activities range from quick one-on-one tutoring sessions to joining alongside a group for a quick word of encouragement, or shifting the focus of the entire classroom to you when an opportunity for sharing information presents itself. This means pulling yourself away from a tethered teaching station that does not support the kind of access you need to students and students need to you. This is a dramatic shift from the way many of us learn to teach, a new way that is generally foreign and uncomfortable for many. Releasing any control of the classroom is often associated with chaos and frustration. This feeling is not uncommon. So as you start to implement these strategies, it won't just unleash the potential of your classroom, it will unleash a deeper and more rewarding teaching experience for you. One final tip is to use your professional network to share your experiences, your concerns, and questions, and to help us all understand this great new world of teaching we're a part of. Our ability to engage in reflective practice will lead to the kind of rewarding moments we all love. The reason we do this day in and day out, the moments where we see our students thrive.